what's the summer brought? What's the company update? What are we
Mhm.
seeing? Um, Steve and his group have been just super busy and really kept trucking along. Why don't you give us a little rundown on what's happening in eastern states and up in the Northeast and upper Midwest?
Yeah, things are staying strong up in the Northeast. I mean, we haven't really seen any slowdowns this year. If anything, we've grown, added a few new clients, and continuing to just really, high grade any folks we can in the Northeast. Surprisingly, gas prices really haven't changed much, but everyone's kind of in that oil window now. The Utica has become almost the new Marcellus, so it's exciting. Our clients are excited and see a really good outlook for end of 24 and into 25.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think between the oil and gas work that we do, traditional clients that we've had, and then all the expansion and growth we've had through our renewable clients in the upper Midwest, it's kind of allowed us to expand our footprint and leverage a lot of the work that Steve and his guys have done on the oil and gas side in Ohio and kind of in that part of the world, and kind of expand westward into the upper Midwest. And so been able to give some opportunities to some of our really good landmen that we've worked with forever, but also allowed us to recruit and bring in some people from other parts of the country to help there. So that's been a really active area for us on the renewable side as well. Obviously Marcellus and Utica or they're the bread and butter. I mean, we stay very busy there, and our focus, a large part of our focus, is on taking care of those clients there. But it's exciting to be able to kind of expand and expand our footprint for both landmen and capabilities and working in Illinois, Indiana, Michigan. Those states have been a big shot in the arm for us up there. So it's been good. Brandon, what's Rockies and Midcon and Arkansas? What's that been for us?
Yeah, so Oklahoma's kind of been same old for several years now. Lots of OCC work and updates and kind of same old. No new real legislation or anything going on over here. Everybody's status quo. There's a few acquisitions that are rumored to be happening. We'll see. Rumors are rumors. Um, Rockies, probably one of our better years in a long time up in the Rockies. We've done
Yeah,
really well up there. We've got some really good clients. Seems like, I mean, obviously everybody loves the formations up there and the production that they get out of those wells up there. And it's still a highly competitive area. Uh, some acquisitions going on up there for sure. We're working for some clients on the pre-sale due diligence. But it's doing great. Arkansas, there's some things going on in South Arkansas that are pretty neat, new stuff, you know.
some neat new stuff. Neat new stuff.
Yeah, neat new stuff. Um, I think everybody already knows, but the lithium project down there has been really good. Who Blake is working, shout out to him. But yeah, an election year, we're blessed to I think everybody's been pretty busy in this business. And I think we might see a little bit of a slowdown. I think we're seeing that now. I think August, we've seen our first kind of hit, Um, but hopefully that's just a little swell, and we can just continue out through the rest of the year at pace, or somewhere around pace. Be
Yeah,
nice, but I mean, more than likely, we're going to see more of a slowdown. Uh, However, the M&A stuff going on out there, I think it's going to finish strong. You're going to see a lot of due diligence projects coming. So that's probably going to hold us pretty steady throughout the rest of the year, I would think.
yeah, that's kind of what
Yeah,
we're counting.
our renewable world has just kind of like skyrocketed. it is nonstop. Uh, New clients coming in the door, and it's also given our managers a really good opportunity to get some experience with those deals that they may not have had in the past. I don't know if there's one manager at Dudley right now who isn't running a renewables project. So we're trying to get everyone a little more well-rounded there. And Natalie and her team are hustling and bustling and keep growing that side of the business as well.
Yeah, for sure. They've done great. I mean, we had some goals for growth within that part of our business. I think last year we ended up, it was 27% of our business is the number. And we felt that we could double it this year, and we're on track to do that. It's the projects have changed. Our work has evolved. We added Dudley Select Title in Texas to really address kind of a pain point that we were feeling in the renewables space, particularly in the title insurance space here in Texas with all the oil and gas activity. So, as the more we do, the more we learn about the business, the more we learn where we can contribute. We're doing more and more kind of full scale project management for our clients. And really that's where we want to be. We want to be kind of the solution. And, title is great. Acquisitions are great, but you're just a single part of the process. The more experience we gain, the more we work and more we know, the more capable we are to be a contributor in the full process. And we're starting to see those opportunities present themselves, and the team's doing great. Everything that we've learned and picked up and perfected over the last 2 or 3 years in the renewables world is really kind of coming full circle. And we're seeing it actually start to really come together in the way that we wanted and envisioned Dudley Land being able to contribute in the space. So provide a lot of opportunity for field landmen to diversify their experience, but frankly, to stay busy. We invested a lot of time and attention to this, really in large part to be able to keep people working. The biggest challenge for us in the long term at Dudley is keeping our assets and our resources, which are our landmen. That's who we are. We're people. We're a people company. Keeping those people involved, keeping them busy, keeping them in the Dudley fold is important. Recruiting, all those things that allow us to bring A players to our company. Renewables is a big part of it. Obviously, all the work we do in oil and gas is front and center and primary, and good long-term clients to support us there. But the more we can add to our company, the better position we are to keep people working. And that's the big picture. That's ultimately our responsibility, to the folks that we work with and that work for Dudley or choose to work and stay with Dudley. Kind of getting to the Gulf Coast and Texas and Permian. Again, we've had a great year. We've held steady. Number of clients on both the renewable side and the oil and gas side had a really good year. We experienced a little downturn with natural gas prices, taking the dip that they have. So we started out really strong and heavy throughout the year and early summer. I think to Brandon's point, I think we had like a 24, 27 consecutive month, like month over month growth. Every month for the last 20 plus months, we had more landmen working than we did the month before. And this summer was kind of the first dip that we had where we saw a couple of consecutive months of drop in those numbers. Kind of indicative to the nature of things. We got natural gas prices, kind of leveling out at a lower number, peak activity and resulting from the spike in natural gas prices, that we experienced last year. So those projects have slowly wound down. Election year, we say it every 4 years. We see it. It's consistent. When there's uncertainty, companies maybe aren't willing to kind of step out until they have maybe a good feel for what the next 3 or 4 years is going to look like. So not surprising to see that, but you couple that with all the merger activity that's happened that's really affected Permian Basin. Not surprising that we've dipped a little bit. But to Brandon's point, every time we have a series of, a kind of season of mergers, and election year and all those things kind of coming together, once people understand what the future is going to be, we tend to see a spike in activity. So we're hoping that that'll be the case, in particular in the M&A market, more so the divestitures and acquisition side of things. We're expecting the end of this year to be pretty active on that. Companies that have merged are going to start, divesting of these kind of non-core assets. So we're gearing up to make sure we're in a good place to be able to handle those projects. Doing one due diligence job is easy. Handling 3 or 4 at a time is where you really, you separate yourself. And so making sure we've got the right people in place, key, recruiting and retaining those in-house people, those good quality field landmen that can handle due diligence is essential. So a lot of our work, we went through our midsummer contractor grading recently. We're evaluating our contractors. We're evaluating our bench. We're real proactive with getting, the right people onboarded with Dudley Land so that when we get the call, we're ready to go. And, you can be reactive to due diligence or you can be proactive about it. And fortunately for us, we've had enough reps in due diligence where we can feel pretty confident that we're going to get a call. We don't know who it's going to come from or when it's going to happen, but we feel confident we're going to get those calls. So we're being proactive about making sure we're positioned to be able to handle it when it comes. We've had some recent conflicts and things that have cost us a couple of really key jobs that would have been really timely for us to have on the due diligence front, but that's the nature of doing business. So that's just a good indication that, folks are hopefully going to call, and that when the time comes, we'll stay busy and keep some folks going. So all in all, things are kind of leveling out. We're really focused on upgrading people and kind of taking a little breather after the summer and a really, frankly, just a super busy summer from an activity standpoint, and trying to get positioned to be able to handle the end of year rush. That's what's going on down here in Texas and kind of within the company as a whole from a due diligence standpoint.